Welcome, this is a video by Lidia Ortiz and Natalia Cruz. The species we're gonna talk about is the Australopithecus afarensis. Year of death. Lucy died 3.18 million years ago. Her skeleton was discovered in 1974 in Hadar, Ethiopia. The bones are full of cracks. A lot can happen to a skeleton over 3.80 million years in the ground, but when the team analyzed the CT scan, it found some that looked like the kind of bone fractures that happen when a body falls to the ground. Location when the remains were found. The first fragments of a fossil human ancestor were discovered by Donald Johanson and his graduate student Tom Gray, while walking across 3.2 million year old sediments at the site of Hadar, Ethiopia. Condition of the remains. The first fragment of Lucy's skeleton that Johanson saw was the elbow region of her ulna. Lucy's broken ulna protruded from the sediments that Johanson could tell from its shape and size that it definitely belonged to a primate that could tell quite possibly to be fossilized remains of a hominid. Johanson and Gray carefully examined the soil and were delighted by discovering many more fossilized bones fragments, including parts of a skull, jaw, ribs, pelvis, thighs, feet, and more. How do the remains compare to an anatomically modern human? Lucy was a fully adult individual when she died, evidenced by her teeth and bones. Lucy's wisdom teeth had erupted and were even a bit worn down at the time of her death. As most modern human females' erupted wisdom teeth are biologically mature by the time they are 18 years old.
What evidence is there of the specimen's behavior? They only found enough bone fragments to compose a partial skeleton. Therefore, the probability that these fossilized bones belong to more than one individual is very low. Johanson hypothesized almost immediately that Lucy was a female because of her small size. Hominids tended to be sexually dimorphic, meaning that males were larger than females. Therefore, it seemed clear that the small bones recovered from AL 288 were those of a female. The scientist estimated Lucy's height based on the length of her femur, even though the end of her femur had been crushed before fossilization. They used mathematical formulas relating femur length to height to predict that Lucy was approximately 104 to 106 centimeters tall. Lucy was a fully adult individual when she died, evidenced by her teeth and bones. Scientists have suggested that Lucy was between 12 and 18 years old when she died. Evidence from Lucy's skeleton, specifically the characteristics of her left coxa hip bone and the bones of her limbs, also support the conclusion that she was a fully mature adult individual. After close examination of the fossils, the research team felt confident that they were looking at the bones of an upright walking primate. In the few years following Lucy's discovery, many more hominin specimens were collected from Hadar, including hundreds of specimens from locality AL 333. This assemblage includes the remains of at least 13 individuals and it's nicknamed the First Family. Presented findings to a team of researchers, and the group eventually agreed that Lucy was a part of a single previously undiscovered hominin species. This newly identified species, Australopithecus afarensis, was announced by Johanson in 1978.
Thanks for your attention.